And we're rolling, baby, with the Berman Method Podcast, treating problems and not symptoms. David going against Goliath, Goliath being the corporate medical system, big pharmaceutical companies, health insurance companies. They do not have your best interests in mind. They will choose profits over patient outcomes every single time. Here we are, Dr. Jake Berman here with my beautiful co-host,
Jenni Berman, physician assistant.
We are ready to rock and roll, baby.
Yeah.
What is so funny?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure today. But here we are.
Oh, man, this has been quite a journey these past few months. We can say months now because I think we're 5, 6, 7 episodes into this ultimate boomer arriving at 80 feeling 40 recipe.
Yes. At least 7.
Yeah.
Is this number 8, I think?
Yeah, today's number 8 because I did 5. You've done 2 so far.
Yes, of our pillars. That doesn't even include the whole intro spiels that we had leading into our first pillars.
Yeah.
So, but yes, we are on pillar number 3 of the wellness side. We've already talked about the 5 pillars on the physical side to arrive at 80 feeling 40.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about the chemical, nutrition, wellness pillars to arrive at 80 feeling 40. The anti-aging recipe, essentially.
Yeah, the physical part is move better. The chemical part is feel better, move better, feel better, arrive at 80 feeling 40. If you're already in your 80s, kick your 90s asses.
Yes.
Good?
Yes.
What was the first one that we did on your side?
Well, first we have to talk about brain fog.
Brain fog.
Then we talked about sleeping through the night.
Sleeping through the night. Wait a minute. I'm getting older. I have to wake up to pee.
You should go back and listen to last week's episode then, if you're still concerned about that, sir.
And then the third thing today is
Not having to take a nap.
afternoon crashes.
How many people take a nap in the afternoon?
I'm raising my hand and waving it all around.
20 minutes in the truck at lunch every day.
That is not true.
Not anymore. It used to be that way.
Yeah, it used to be.
Whenever you lived in Destin and worked and I would come visit you and I was still in school and I would come visit you and then I'd come see you at work for lunch and you'd cut your lunch on me, cut me out 20 minutes early before your hour for lunch was up. And I was like, what are you doing? Your nap was that important that you had to kick me out after I drove 5 hours to come hang out with you. Kick me out for a 20-minute nap.
It's funny you remember that because I don't remember that. I just remember the wonderful 45 minutes that we had together.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't 45. It was 40 because you needed your 20 minutes. You would set the alarm, I think, for like 18 minutes or something.
Yeah, I've been playing around with it because as soon as you get into that deep REM, then the nap becomes counterproductive. So if I can just shut my eyes and tune out for 4 minutes to 12 minutes, I'm ready to go. Like it's not even 15 minutes anymore because that's when it starts to transition into deep
Wait,
REM.
I thought you said you weren't napping anymore.
When I do. When I do.
Well, then we have a problem we need to fix because you shouldn't need a nap in the afternoon.
But I've been napping my whole entire life.
That means there's something wrong. Means that we haven't really fixed the problem.
Okay, well, let's fix it today. Let's see if we can fix it in the next 10 minutes.
Well, napping and having an afternoon crash or just waking up with low energy, feeling like you need the caffeine to get going, or waking up and feeling pretty good, but then 2 hours later after breakfast, you feel like you need a nap. So napping at 10 a.m., napping at 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. should not be a normal part of aging. It's not a normal part of aging. There's usually or always something there that is triggering our body to want to take that nap. Now, certainly some people will say, well, I'm good if I'm moving, but if I'm at home and I'm sitting down, I'll just close my eyes. And even that, I really don't understand because I'm like, why does your body want to sit down if you're at home? You shouldn't want it. You shouldn't be craving the sit down and the close your eyes. There's something there that's triggering this.
Yeah, I guess I don't really know how to interpret that, because if I'm outside working, there's no nap. Like, I don't even think about resting. I could do yard work all day Sunday and not think about it. But if I'm not doing yard work all day Sunday and I'm inside trying to catch up on admin stuff, sitting in the recliner with my laptop on me, game over.
Yeah, you don't work at home, you sleep out. If you're inside on the couch, you're sleeping. Like, totally tuned out, can't even hear the baby crying, sleeping. Well, I think that's an interest thing. When you sit on the couch and you pull out your laptop, that doesn't interest you. So that's an interest problem. But anyways, we're here to solve other people's problems today, not yours.
I can't be selfish
There's
today.
no fixing you.
There's no fixing me.
I'm just kidding. But we need to talk about other people. So most commonly when we're napping in the afternoon, there's definitely common triggers or causes to this. One, right off the bat, is typically going to be related to a vitamin deficiency, whether it's a B12 deficiency, magnesium deficiency, a vitamin D deficiency. All of these vitamin levels and nutrient levels can play into our energy and the brain power that our body has. So we see that very commonly.
Okay, so maybe that's my problem.
For a while, you did have B12 and zinc deficiencies. Wait, we're not talking about you. Stop. But yes, B12, zinc deficiencies, these do definitely play into the sustained energy that our body has throughout the day. If we have a magnesium deficiency and we're not actually getting adequate restful sleep at night, then that's going to trigger fatigue because the body's not really getting enough adequate rest. Like we talked about on the last episode about sleep and making sure we're actually getting quality sleep and sleeping through the night, we discussed that the causes to poor sleep or interrupted sleep are typically related to blood sugar and cortisol dysfunctions. And both of these will play into your energy throughout the day as well.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, let's keep going.
So if your blood sugar is unstable throughout the day, when it spikes and falls, that typically is triggering that response of it spikes up, cortisol spikes up, we get overstimulated, we go in that fight or flight mode, and then the blood sugar starts to dip down and the body gets tired. It can't keep up with this constant variation up and down of the blood sugar all day long. So typically speaking, when the blood sugar starts to drop is when our body feels like we need to have that rest time. So we'll it'll be one or two things that ends up happening. We're either going to lay down and rest and close our eyes and take a nap, or we're going to go in the kitchen and find something sweet to eat to try to bring that blood sugar back up. It's subconscious. We don't realize that's why we're going in the kitchen and looking for a treat, but we are.
Well, maybe that's a benefit to me, just napping. I'm not going into the kitchen and looking for cookies.
I think you do that anyway, too. But can you stop?
Did you just mumble? You think I do that too? Jeez Louise. If you guys can't see this because you're listening and you're not watching this on the video version that we don't have, she's just running back and forth over me with the bus right now. Ran over me. Now she's in reverse right now.
You're doing it to yourself. Stop talking about yourself and we won't have to do that. But here it is Jake's not perfect even though he's married to the person who does this for a living every day. I can't treat you. You cannot treat family.
No, you can't treat family. I can't treat my mom. I haven't treated her in over 10 years. I have to send her to one of my PTs down there and say, fix my mom.
Yeah. She's going to go on Google first and get her own diagnosis. Then the PTs will help her.
No, that's what Pop does. Pop. You're going to yell at us because you listen to every one of these episodes.
They usually do a pretty good job, though, self-diagnosing and being self-advocates.
Yeah, so let's get back to this afternoon crash thing. So afternoon crashes are not normal, even though I've had them my whole entire life. So coming back to me, I can't stop talking about me. It makes me like envious. My dad and my brother were never nappers. And I'm going, man, how productive could I be if I could just power through the whole entire afternoon? So I'm jealous of this.
Yeah, I'm not a napper.
Yeah, you're not. You just power through. I'm envious of that.
So a lot of times with the blood sugar instability and the cortisol, if we didn't listen to last week's episode, you really should, because we set this pillar up so much talking about the relationship of blood sugar and cortisol and how much these go together. And when one rises, the other one spikes up. And when the other one crashes, they both crash. So blood sugar and cortisol play a huge role into the body's ability to have that sustained energy. But so commonly with our patients, they don't have enough fuel to actually sustain what the body requires to go through in a day, to be able to give the body the energy it needs for its organs to function, for the brain to function, for metabolism, to be able to burn fat and gain muscle, and to do their exercise, to balance the medications that they're taking. And then on top of that, we have to have fuel to be able to have sustained energy. So frequently our clients are under eating, not just protein, but just generally under eating. We don't have enough energy. There's not enough fuel. We have to think about food as gasoline. It is the gas for our car. It's the gas. The food is the gas that we put into our body to make our car function, and our body is the car.
I've mentioned that because I heard that once years back. I forget who said it, but I heard some functional medicine doctor or somebody somewhere said life changed for them when they stopped looking at food as something to enjoy versus this is just fuel. Like,
right.
Why would you put a donut into your body that is crappy water, sluggish fuel? You would never put water into your gas tank knowingly, but you're going to put a donut into your body. Food is fuel. And whenever I heard him say that, I'm going, man, that makes so much sense. It's so simple, but it's so true. Food is fuel. So why would you put a donut? I can't even remember the last time I had a donut. That was the last time that I ever even considered eating a donut, was when I heard this. And this has been years.
I think it was probably when I told you how long it takes to digest a donut. It's so nasty. But really, our body is a flesh vessel. Right? That's what we call it. It's a flesh skin. It's our vessel covered in skin. It's our car.
Vessel, like a car, like a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the food that we're eating is the gasoline that we're putting into our own flesh vessel. So we have to provide the body with enough fuel to sustain our energy throughout the day. So step number 1, we have to make sure vitamin levels are where they should be, that we're actually absorbing our nutrients, meaning the gut has to be healthy to absorb, that our vitamin levels are actually optimized for our body. And here's the thing, your doctor may or may not check your vitamin levels. I mean, typically they're not checked, but sometimes they may throw 1 or 2 in there, and they'll tell you that your B12 of 300 is normal because that's what the Quest reference range says. It's not optimal. That's not enough to fuel your body, to reduce that internal inflammation, to give it the energy it needs to protect your brain and your nerves, to give it the energy it needs to actually have sustained energy throughout the day. So optimizing nutrient levels, not just being quote unquote normal, making sure that the blood sugar is stable throughout the day. So common our afternoon crashes are because blood sugar is dipping down. And we see that using the continuous glucose monitor that we've talked about. But this is also what's related to the body just doesn't have enough energy. It doesn't have enough fuel to be able to sustain the blood sugar and the energy level. So that's where the under eating, specifically around protein, comes in.
And it's so counterintuitive because I don't know if I should even say most. There's a lot of people who are struggling with energy who are also struggling with weight. So feeling fluffy, or they've gained 10, 20, 30, 40, even 50 pounds over the years. And the thought is if you eat less, you're going to lose weight.
Right.
If I eat a salad without chicken on it, I'm going to lose weight. It's just not true.
Right.
You've got to eat protein. Protein is how you fuel your muscles. Muscles is what burns the fat.
Right.
Like, you have to do these kind of things. And it's difficult. It's difficult. I struggle with the same thing myself. And that's why I like putting the CGM, the continuous glucose monitor, on regularly, because every single time that I do it, Sure enough, I think that my portion sizes for lunch and dinner are good enough, but they're always undersized. Something happens over 3, 4, 5, 6 months where my portion sizes just get smaller, and you got to increase the protein. You increase the protein, you don't have as many spikes and dips, and the body runs more smoothly.
Right, for sure. So wearing that continuous glucose monitor again gives us so much data to see what's happening over a 24-hour basis for 2 weeks, so we can really assess, is the body actually resting and recovering at night to provide energy? Are we actually eating enough to sustain our blood sugar throughout the day, to give the brain the energy it needs, to give our or other organs, the metabolism, the energy it needs? And checking your vitamin levels are so important. Having somebody to actually look at the vitamin levels in depth, enough of them, not just 1 or 2 of them, and making sure they're actually optimized.
Yeah, so talk about that for a second. If a primary care checks a vitamin D level, most of the time they'll say it's quote unquote normal.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're telling me is normal is not optimal.
Correct.
So
Not always, yes.
most of the time, normal is not optimal.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're dealing with here, or the analogy that we're going to use, is let's use the car analogy again.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of you listening to this who have high performance cars. So cars that will only run efficiently on 93 octane. They tell you at the car dealership, do not put anything less than 93 octane into this thing, or it will not run the way that it should. So if you go and you put 87 in, because gas prices are skyrocketing right now, and I'm going to save 38 cents, so I'm going to put 87 in instead of 93, now the car doesn't run as smoothly, as effectively as it could or should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it still runs. It'll still get you from point A to point B, but it's not going to be as responsive to the gas pedal. It's just not going to run the way that it should. That's what we're talking about with your vitamin D levels. That's just one example of a bunch of different vitamins. Just because it's normal doesn't mean it's optimal.
Correct. Yes. And these vitamins, again, people think about vitamin D, I need it to protect my bones from osteoporosis, but they don't understand that vitamin D also plays into blood sugar, into mood stability, and to the immune system. So these vitamins, yes, B12 is great for energy, but it also protects your nerves and your brain. So all these vitamins have more than one purpose. And again, we want to make sure that their level is not just what Quest tells you is normal, that it's actually in an optimal range for your body, your age, your metabolism.
Good. And if it's not normal and it's low, just because you take a supplement doesn't mean that it's going to help.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Doesn't mean you're always absorbing it correctly. Or, the opposite side of that is vitamin levels. Some of them can get to toxic levels. So you may be taking way too much, which is causing a negative reaction instead of a positive reaction if your level is now way too high.
Okay. So we say all this to come back full circle to afternoon crashes. The answer is not my answer, which is I've always taken naps. So it's just who I am. I'm a napper.
Mm-hmm.
The right answer is, well, why am I crashing? Why is this happening? Just because I've done it forever doesn't mean that it's right or normal.
Yep, exactly. You got to figure out the why behind it. I think your energy is better when you wear the CGM.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Because then I can see it in real time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the blood sugar is just such a vital role to all things that we do on the wellness side, to the gut health, to the sleep, to the energy, to the metabolism, the weight loss. The blood sugar has to be step number 1, optimizing. And so many people, again, will tell us, my blood sugar's fine, it's normal. And it's not.
It's not. It's funny. Every single time I put one of those things on, and I'm sitting in my office in the chair staring at the computer at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and I feel myself crashing, I go, let's look at what the blood sugar is. And sure enough, it is in a dip. Mm-hmm. I'm going, son of a gun. Let's go. Jump up right now.
Yeah.
15 jumping jacks.
Start moving. That does help. That stimulates it. But then we got to go down to, and the other thing is blood sugar is often reflective of the 24 hours prior. And so we have to be consistent to be able to see some improvement as well.
24 hours prior?
It can be reflective up to 24 hours of prior.
Jeez Louise.
So what you ate and drank and how you slept yesterday is affecting your blood sugar today.
Oh my goodness.
And that can be frustrating to try to figure out on your own.
You know what? I'm just going to eat cookies and take a nap.
Okay.
Good?
I think so. Have your blood levels checked, vitamin levels, nutrient levels. Wear a CGM. Let's see what your blood sugar's doing. Fuel your body. Eat more the right way.
Yeah. It seems like this is a common thread with these episodes is the CGM.
It really is. And that's why I just said, like, the blood sugar plays into all aspects of the chemical side. We have to get that optimized and stable first before we can then go to say, okay, let's make the gut healthy. I mean, they all play into each other, right? We can't just focus on blood sugar. The gut's not going to heal just by focusing on blood sugar, but the blood sugar affects how the body is able to heal with the gut healing process. We can't fix the blood sugar if our cortisol is absolutely wonky, so we have to improve the cortisol too. So we have to work through all the pillars together, but the blood sugar is most definitely a baseline to our energy, our sleep, our healing process.
Okay. Well, we're just cranking through these things. We've got 3 down. We've got 2 more to come. And then after we go through these next 2 episodes, we will summarize all 10 aspects on how you can arrive at 80 feeling 40. And if you're already in your 80s, kick your 90s asses. Please share this episode with a family member, a friend, or a family member that you know crashes in the afternoon and they take naps and this is the answer. They just need to know what is the answer.
Yes.
Good.
Perfect. Ciao for now.